In this video, I'm going to show how I did this Moana inspired nail art design. I have a navy nail with the words "How Far I'll Go." I have a blue nail with Maui's fishhook, a navy nail with a stingray that the grandmother turns into when she passes. I have the stone that is supposed to be the heart of Te Fiti, which is the green nail. I have a simple lei, like leaf lei, with the words "I am Moana." And I believe the pig's name is Pua, but I could be saying that completely wrong. The polishes I'm using for this design are Essie's Blanc, Press Pause, and After School Boy Blazer. I'm using Sally Hansen's Limestone, Heart of Stone. I'm using Zoya's Chanel, Tiana, Jack, Lillian, Merida. For the Pua nail, I'm just going to say the piggy nail because I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm just going to create the white nail polish and take it and create 3 guide dots. Where it's got a little jumbled there, sorry. And then I'm going to connect them like you would with connect the dots. I will say though very quickly that you can do this entire design, or really any design, nail art wise, with acrylic paint if you don't have a lot of nail polish colors, or if you just prefer to work with acrylic paint. However, just keep in mind that acrylic paint will wash off with water. So in order to prevent that, just make sure that you wait for it to be completely dry, and then seal it in with a top coat and you're good to go. Just creating the outline of the pig's head, and then I'm going to take the white nail polish brush from the bottle and I'm going to fill it in, and yeah, just going to fill it in. Ow. Okay, next I'm going to take the navy polish and I'm going to write Pua's name. And one little tip that I have that I've learned over the years when it comes to freehanding words on your nails is have less polish on your brush, or less paint on your brush if you choose to use acrylic paint. That way you get the cleanest lines and the most even lines. And I'm just going to say that I was actually very, very impressed with myself and proud of myself that I actually managed to get this word as clean and neat as I did. So, woohoo. I also wanted to say very quickly that the polish I'm wearing on my left hand is Zoya's Jen. I'm also going to take that light gray polish and create a tuft of fur. And I'm doing the same thing with the white, creating the little tuft of fur that's on Pua's head. And the polish that I'm wearing on my right hand is Zoya's Nori. Yeah, Nori. And then I'm taking the bubblegum pink polish and creating the inner ears of the pig. And I'm going to be taking the exact same pink polish and creating the outline of Pua's nose and filling that in. Ow. Burnt my tongue on my tea. Again, all this can be done using acrylic paint. And also, you can use any background color that you want. I just wanted to go with something a little bit more bright or tropical because I believe they seem to be in a very, very tropical area in the movie. So I wanted just to have some tropical backgrounds. And then I'm going to take the gray nail polish again and create the outline of the piggy's eye and his eyebrow. Okay, next I'm taking the navy nail polish and I'm creating his eyes, which look a little wonky, but you know what, that's okay. Alright, next up is the leaf lei. I'm just taking that brown nail polish and I'm creating a diagonal line going straight across my nail, or the nail. I will say though that, okay, now I'm taking the emerald green nail polish and I'm creating, I think three triangles of leaves and just filling those in. And then I'm going to do the same thing in between those leaves with the lime green. And I just want to say very quickly that I have been doing majority of my Disney nails or nail art videos in general on a fake nail because it's been very, very cold where I am, and the cold weather has majorly dried out my hands and my skin, to be honest. And I've been trying to avoid taking off my nail polish as much. So I actually did not wear nail polish for a while. I'm writing the word Moana with the navy. So that's why every design that I've been doing Disney-wise is on a fake nail. So just trying to keep my skin from getting dried out. And a little tip, and again, the little tip of make sure that there's not a lot of polish on the brush is key when it comes to writing small words. Okay, and then I'm going to, above the lay, I'm going to write the words I am. And for me, it's easier to write in capital letters, but if it's easier to write in lower letters, then that's fine too. But for me, I just think it's easier to write capitalize. Okay? Next up is the heart of Tafiki. I think that's how you say it. I'm starting off with a guide dot again, and then I'm just creating a white swirl going over the entire nail. Again, you can use white acrylic paint for this if you wanted to. And if you wanted to make this design a little bit more intricate, you could always try to make the stone smaller, but I just want to keep this really simple. And you can do this with a toothpick if you want to, if you don't have a detail brush, or if you just don't want to use a detail brush. You also can use a bobby pin, which makes a really great nail art tool as well. Next, for the stingray, I'm just going to create 4 guide dots in the shape of a diamond or an off-centered square. And then I'm just going to connect them like you would with connect the dots again. And then I'm going to fill that in and connect the tail. I will say though very quickly that I did define the letters, or I did define the swirls of the stone off camera, just because I want to let those dry first. And then as it's shown here, I'm just connecting the dots and filling them in. I wanted the background of this to look like the midnight sky / ocean that she goes to. And then his tail, it kind of looks like a kite with a tail to attached. So I thought that was kind of fun. And I'm going to let that dry while I move on to the next design, because it's a little bit easier to let these type of things dry first. That way you have just an easier time. Now I'm going to take the neutral color, and I'm going to create 3 guide dots, and I'm going to actually do what looks like the shape of a candy cane. And then I'm going to add a little divot at the end to make it look like a fish hook. And then I'm taking the brown polish, and I am going to create this handle. Now, for the other nail, I'm just writing the words how far I'll go. And again, you want to make sure that there's not a lot of polish on the brush, because it's just easier that way. You can always go back over it, but just starting the rough, as I call it, the rough draft is always best. And I will say though, before I forget, if you mess up using acrylic paint, if you choose to use acrylic paint for nail art, then you don't have to worry. As long as the base color is dry, you can actually wipe the acrylic paint off the nail with water. So sometimes when I'm working with this, I just have a wet cotton ball with me, and I'll just wipe it off. And obviously you want to dry it off, the nail off, and then it's completely fine. You don't have to take the nail polish off that nail. You can also use a Q-tip if you need to. Okay, back to the stingray. I'm just going to go ahead and take the dotting tool and create 4 dots. And then I'm taking the striper part of the brush, or the detail brush, and I'm going to just create a line on either side, just creating as fine details as I can. And that is all you